Henry and the Ferret's Fair. Henry the Hedgehog sat looking up at the vast blue sky. What an amazing day! The air was crisp, and for a while he played games, making patterns with his breath. Then he became aware of a moaning, groaning sound that was coming from somewhere deep in the forest. It was a noise Henry had never heard before, and it sent a shiver right across his prickles. Henry popped on his conifer hat and dandelion scarf and hurried down the path. Someone might be hurt, he thought, or trapped. He searched all morning by the copse of poplar trees, across the willow pond, even out through the daisy meadows. But no luck. It seemed as though the sound was playing a game of hide and seek with him. He sat down and rolled into a spiky ball, as hedgehogs are accustomed to do when they've had enough. A mosquito whined past, also looking rather fed up because of the chilly air, and settled beside Henry. "Have you heard?" Mosquito said. "The Ferret's Fair has come to the forest today." That's what the sound must be, thought Henry. He looked both irritated and pleased at the same time. He had wasted his morning thinking someone might be hurt, but at least now he could have some fun at the fair. "Come with me if you like," said the mosquito kindly. They followed the Stony Gorge River down to the poppy field at the edge of the forest. As they came to the clearing, Henry's eyes grew wide and bright. All the forest animals were there, squealing and yelping with delight on roller coasters, pirate ships, and helter-skelters. The spectacular colours, extraordinary noises, and the brimming sense of excitement were quite overwhelming. As Henry climbed onto a space rocket ride, he wasn't sure if he was doing the right thing. He arrived back 2 minutes later, looking quite green. It was an afternoon of candy floss, waltzes, ice cream, and helter-skelters. By the time Henry made his way back up the Stony Gorge River, clutching a cuddly hedgehog and a red cushion that he had won, there was only one thing troubling him. There was nothing at the fair that quite resembled the moaning, groaning sound he'd heard that morning. It was as he passed by the otter's home that he heard the sound again, except this time it was much closer. Henry listened carefully and followed the sound as best he could. Louder and louder it grew, until Henry found himself standing at the edge of a deep pit that sunk deeply into the ground. To his immense surprise, at the bottom of the hole, a little boy sat weeping. Henry rushed about, trying his hardest to find fallen branches that the boy might be able to use to clamber out, and pushed them one by one with all his tiny might until they toppled in. After several practices, the frightened lad was able to use the branches like a ladder and climbed up to freedom. Oh, it was a strange but wonderful sight. A relieved, tear-stained boy hugging a happy, tear-stained hedgehog. Before the boy ran back home to his anxious family, he took from his wrist a friendship band and gave it to Henry. "Oh, thank you, my hero hedgehog. You saved my life. I'll remember your kindness forever and always hold you dear in my heart." With those few but poignant words, he turned and ran home as fast as he could. That night he dreamt about his hero, who had come to his rescue, a small but special hedgehog with a heart of gold. Henry, too, looking up at the twinkling stars, remembered how the day had begun just a few hours before, under that vast blue sky, and thought to himself, what a remarkable and unforgettable day it had turned out to be. The friendship band hung on the wall. It was a small and a simple thing, but one that contained such a big and beautiful memory. You never know what a day is going to contain, he thought. Life is full of surprises. It made life so intriguing, and such an adventure, and a thrill of excitement tingled through Henry about what tomorrow might bring.